Welcome. We're going to practice reading a text and pulling out facts from this text. And if I look at this text, I notice something very specific about this article or passage that I'm getting ready to read. And I notice that one, it is by Detroit Free Press. So that is an article, sounds like a newspaper. So if I think about newspapers and what they write about, it is going to be nonfiction. So all of this is very true, giving facts about the story. So I'm going to read this. You are more than welcome to read right along with me. And I'm going to model how I pull out facts. And after I'm done reading it, I am going to show you how to make a Popplet on just using the computer. You know how to make a Popplet on an iPad, so this will just help you make a Popplet on the computer if you have a computer. So here, first we want to read, I'm going to start reading this, and this is by Patricia Chargett, and she's from the Detroit Free Press. And it says, "What is it? It's a large brown rodent with a squirrel-like head and a bushy tail." And right away I know, okay, we've been talking about groundhogs, so this is groundhogs. What is it? What is a groundhog? So again, it's a large brown rodent with a squirrel-like head and a bushy tail, but it's much bigger than a squirrel. Adult groundhogs are about 20 inches long and normally weigh 12 to 15 pounds. What is a woodchuck? It's another name for a groundhog, which is also called a whistle dog. Groundhogs give off a really loud whistle when they spot a predator. What is a marmot? The marmot is the groundhog's first cousin. Both are members of the animal group called Marmota. There are 14 Marmota species, 1 groundhog, and 13 kinds of marmots. Where does the groundhog live? It lives in fields and rocky areas in the eastern United States and northern Canada. What does the groundhog eat? It eats lots of greens, fruits, and vegetables, but it drinks very little water. Most of the groundhog's liquids come from dewy leaves. What can it do? It can hibernate or lower its body temperature to near freezing, then warm itself back up again. It does this during winter in its underground burrow to save energy. Is it asleep? No, sleep is different from hibernation. First, a groundhog goes to sleep. Then it enters hibernation. You can tell whether it's asleep or hibernating by just looking at it. How long does it hibernate? It hibernates from late fall until spring, but it rewarms itself and wakes up every 6 to 8 days. It stays awake for 2 to 12 hours, then goes back to sleep and hibernates again. Do many animals hibernate? No. Bats, marmots, ground squirrels, and some mice hibernate. Bears and some birds go through a kind of shallow hibernation called daily torpor. Their body temperature drops, but not as much as an animal that is hibernating. What else can it do? It can whistle when it is alarmed. The groundhog also can whistle in the spring when it begins courting. All right, I read through all of this, and right away I learned a lot about the groundhog, a lot of interesting facts. And remember, facts are statements that are true, that they can be proven. And so I can prove it this is an article from a newspaper. So this is something that I could read and I could prove it right there. So a lot of these are facts. If it was an opinion, it would say, we might read that the groundhog is the best marmot out there. So we are going to